Hi everybody, my name's Lorrie Denning and I'm a yoga instructor and a yoga therapist. In today's class we're going to focus on strengthening our hips. It's really important to keep our hips strong as we get a little bit older. Your outer hips especially, your glutes, glute medius, glute maximus in the back, they're very important as we get older for balance. So today's class we're just going to work on just a short class on strengthening our hips. So we might use a couple blocks, one at least. If you have two, that's great, but if you don't, one would work. If you don't have any blocks, you can use a pillow. So we're going to get started now. So I'd like you to come on your mat. You can have just a little bit of a support under your head, not too much, because we don't want to support this forward head posture that's rampant in today's society from all the texting we do and all the devices that we use. So we want to make sure that our head is not too high nor too low when we lay on the mat. So come onto the mat with me and we'll get started. So as you can see, I have a block, two blocks, and I have a strap. I have a small little blanket just to support my head. You don't want too much, like I said. So I would like you guys to come and lay on your backs. Notice how you're feeling here. Bring your palms face up. Going to let your shoulders get a nice little opening. Turn your palms face down, and just feel what you feel. Now bring awareness to the shoulders and then turn your palms face up. It opens the shoulders. So right now we're going to reverse everything we do with our palms down, cooking, cleaning, driving, texting, computer work. And we're going to bring our palms face up to get our shoulders to externally rotate. Close your eyes and start to bring awareness to your breath. If you're new to my teachings, take one hand and place it on your lower belly, right below your navel. And in yoga, we breathe in and out through our nose. So as you inhale, I want you to breathe in to the hand on the abdomen. Pause at the top, and then a slow, long exhale out. Feel the lower back soften as you exhale. Feel the lower back lengthen towards the floor. So the inhalation, you're breathing into the lower belly. You pause at the top, and then that long, slow exhale. Keep breathing like that, deep breaths. Nice little pause, and then that long, slow exhale. So if you've got that breath down, bring that one hand back to the floor with the palms face up. And we'll stay here about 5 or 6 more breaths. Breathing in. And letting go as you exhale. And breathing in. And letting go. Try to let your whole body relax on that exhalation. Inhaling into the abdomen. And as you exhale really slowly, let the whole body start to sink towards the floor. 3 more breaths. Two more to go. Last one. Then blink open your eyes a couple times. Circle your wrists around. Open and close your fingers a few times. Shake your palms out. And good job. Now, we're going to bring our feet so that they're right to the wide edges of your mat. Now, before we start this exercise, we call this the windshield wiper. It brings some movement into your hip joints. If you have any low back tightness going on today, I want you to start with your feet together. So you have to determine that. How's your back feeling? If your back's feeling great, widen your feet. If it's a little iffy today, bring your feet closer together. So what I want you to do is take a breath in, bring your arms out to airplane arms, or you can bring into this cactus arms, goalpost arms, whatever feels best to your body. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, let's have both knees going to the right, like a windshield wiper. Look to the left. Now inhale, come back to center, head and knees to center, and then exhale, let the knees go to the left as your gaze looks right. And then back to center. Now let's add on a little bit. Let's put our core into this. So I want you to bring your hands just to your navel and go about 4 inches below that to your pubic bone. And imagine there's a zipper there. So I want you to take an inhale into the belly. And as you exhale, draw that lower navel in and zip it up so it's lifting up the core. Now you're going to hold that there. Now imagine you're going to put your hand under your lower back, and you don't want it completely flat, nor do you want it really arched. So find that neutral place where you can put just a little bit of, maybe up to the knuckles under there. And then once again, lock it in with that zipper, that core. So I want you to keep your core a little bit active. So I don't want 100% of engagement. I want about 40-50%. So the back is protected when the core is on. So once again, let's start again. Close your eyes, take an inhale, engage the core, and as you exhale, bring both knees to the right and gaze towards the left. Only go as far as it's comfortable. Inhale back to center, head and knees to center. Then exhale, knees go to the left and your gaze looks to the right, over the right arm. Inhale to center, keep the core on, and exhale going to the right. And inhaling to center, and exhaling going to the left. So really link the movement with the breath. Inhaling to center, we're just going to go moving in and out. Notice what you feel, keep the core zipped up. Inhale to center, and exhale going to the left. A couple more times in this dynamic movement of windshield wipers. Notice what you feel, go inside, and as your body, the knees go to the left, what do you feel, where do you feel it? Inhale to center. As they go to the right, what do you feel? Where do you feel it? Does it differ from the other side? Just notice. Don't judge it. Just be aware of what you're feeling. And one more time. Now this time, as your knees go to the right, let's stay there. So you stay wherever it's comfortable for you. Pull your navel in and up. And then ask your body, would it be okay if I took this right foot and place it just above the left knee and weight it down? Now some people this doesn't feel appropriate, so if it doesn't feel appropriate to you, don't do it. So stay here and breathe if you're here with me. If not, you've got the foot down or the foot up. Bringing the foot up to the left lower thigh is giving more of a twist, more of a stretch. So stay here and breathe a couple more breaths. We're working on one of your hip flexors called the tensor fascia lata, TFL. It's right to the outer part of the frontal hip bone. So 2 more breaths here. Make sure both shoulders are down. And you're feeling a nice stretch. Your core is partially engaged. Deep inhale. And exhalation. Now take that foot down if it was up. And then inhale, bring your knees back up. Feet are still wide. And now exhale, we're going to the left. So now zip up your core. Take your left foot and place it above the right knee and let it weight down. And notice if that feels okay to you. Some people it doesn't. So if it doesn't, take that foot down. So if you've got your foot up, pull your navel in and up and notice where you're feeling the stretch on the right waist, on the right rib cage, throughout the right hip, maybe even down into the side seam of the outer side seam of the right leg. Just notice and breathe. As you exhale, reconnect with that core, zip it up a little bit. Inhale, expanding through the lower ribs, breathe into the lower ribs. And then exhale, reconnect with that core. And we'll stay here 1 more breath. And then to come out of it, you're going to take that left foot down and then inhale, bring it back up. Good job. Now I want you to straighten your right leg, have the toes pointing straight up. So think about the right big toe is pressing forward a little bit, and then the right outer ankle is drawing in a little bit. And notice that just really activated the muscles in your right leg. Now let that go. Feel everything kind of flop in that right leg. It's not engaged at all. So we're trying to create some strength. So I want you to engage your right leg. How do we do that? So press your big toe forward, the right big toe forward. Notice what you're feeling. Draw the outer ankle in, and notice that whole leg just got activated. Now bring your hand to the lower back. If you can put your whole arm under there, you've got way too much of an arch. If you can't put it at all, you don't have enough of an arch. So you got to find that middle ground where you can put just up to your knuckles under there. Now keep the right leg pressing forward. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, let's draw this left thigh towards us. So notice I'm not on my knee or on my shin. This has a tendency to compress your knee. So let's bring it under the thigh. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, draw your left thigh towards your torso as the right foot presses away. Notice what you're feeling. So now as we breathe here and stay, we're stretching out the left glute, and we're stretching out the right hip flexor. So deep breaths. The exhale, reconnect with the core. Deep breath. Try to keep that little bit of an arch in your lower back. Not a lot, just a little bit. Couple more breaths here. We'll revisit this hip flexor stretch in a little bit. Right now we're just warming it up. Now as you inhale, straighten the left knee, and exhale, bend it. Inhale, straighten it, keep the core on, and exhale, bend it. And inhale, straighten, and exhale, bend. And inhale, straighten, your core should be on, and exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten, and hold. So now with your hand here, and if that doesn't work for you, you can use a strap or a tie off a bathrobe to put that just in the arch of the foot. Now I don't want your back to be flat, so you've got a little bit of an arch there. So the way I use a strap is I pull on the strap so that the backs of the arms are on the mat. And we're just going to stay here and breathe. So what I want you to feel that you're gently, now we want to stretch with a straight leg. So if your knee is like this stretching, I want you to lower the leg until it's straight and you start from where you start. So take a breath, and as you exhale, pull your tummy in and up and draw that leg back towards your body, keeping that core engaged and a little bit of an arch in your lower back. And we're not going to stay here too long. We're just stretching our hamstring. A couple more breaths, deep breaths. The exhale, pull that zipper up your core from the pubic bone towards the navel, zips up. And one more breath. Good. Now lower that leg. And just notice before we go to the other side, what do you feel different right now? Bring awareness to the left leg in comparison to the right. You might feel like that left leg grew a couple inches, and that's a good thing. So let's get the other side to catch up with it. So now keeping the right leg straight, press with the big toe and the outer ankle to activate that leg. Make sure there's a little bit of an arch in your lower back, and then bring your right thigh in, hold under the thigh. Draw the thigh towards your body, and as you inhale, just breathe, and exhale, pull that zipper up a little bit. Inhaling and exhaling. Don't let this left leg go flopping. Just keep that big toe pressing forward and the outer ankle gently drawing inward so that you feel that leg active. And stay here a couple more breaths. Drawing the right thigh towards your torso, pressing the left foot away, And one more breath. And now as you inhale, straighten the right leg, and then exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten, press into the thigh that's on your hand, and exhale, bend. Few more. Inhale, straighten, and exhale, bend, and inhale, straighten, and exhale, bend. Last one. Inhale, straighten, and exhale, bend. Now, if you want, you can just keep this hand here and think about pulling into the leg with a hand and pushing the foot forward or the leg forward, so you feel a nice contraction. Now, if that doesn't work, you're going to get your strap, place it on the arch of the right foot, and we can do it this way. Just don't let the lower back be flat right now. You want a little bit of a neutral spine. So the left leg is pushing forward. The right foot is pressing into the strap as I gently pull the leg towards, or the foot towards me. Notice where you're feeling the stretch. You should feel it right in the middle of the leg, not at the back of the knee and not at the sit bone, the groin area. It should be right in the belly of the muscle. So let's stay here 3 more breaths. Maybe you're going to even feel this in your calf. If your calves are tight, you're going to feel it in the calf. So we want to keep our muscles strong but flexible as well. And one more breath. And then bend the knee. Take your strap off. Lower the leg. Arms out to the side. Notice if they feel equal now. They should feel equal now. Now what I'd like you to do is roll onto your left side, and we're going to start working on strengthening a little bit. So look at my neck right now. Do you see how my neck is completely collapsed on this bottom side? So I'm compressing this bottom side. So what I want you to do is either get a pillow or a yoga block, or I'm using my yoga blanket, and I'm making myself a little bit of a pillow so that my head and my spine are pretty much in a good alignment. Before we move on to the hip strengthening, we're going to open our chest a little bit. So bring your arms out to the side. We call this this is going to be our butterfly. So notice I'm going to have a block. I'm going to take a block and place it between my thighs. This is kind of to hold your knees in place. Hold the thighs in place. Now notice the thumb is right out from the shoulder joint. So your hand's not way up here, nor is it down here. You've got a nice straight alignment. Spread your fingers and place your palm on top of one another. Draw your navel in and up and hold that. So as you inhale, open the top arm, which is your right arm. Spread the fingers. Twist your upper rib cage towards the sky as you bring your right hand towards the floor. It doesn't have to touch the floor. And then as you exhale, you close. So don't force anything. So inhale, open and keep the core on. Keep squeezing the block gently between your thighs. And then exhale, fold. And inhale, open. Think about your heart is spiraling up towards the sky. And exhale, fold. But remember, your core is on. And inhale, opening. And exhale, folding. Few more times. Inhale, opening. Watch the hand that it goes straight out from the shoulder as it comes towards the floor. That's one thing that I see a lot in classes, that the arm either goes down or up. So be aware of that and try to bring it just straight out from the shoulder joint. And 2 more times. Inhale, opening. And exhale, folding. And inhale, opening. And exhale, folding. Slide the top hand so that the hand is on the shoulder. And as you inhale, half circle it around. And then exhale, bring it through. So the inhale circles the elbow halfway. The exhale finishes the circle. Inhale halfway. And exhale through. So we're just rotating the shoulder joint backwards. And 2 more times. Inhale, opening. You're making a big circle with that elbow. But if the shoulder's really tight, you make a small circle, so you have to monitor it. Maybe your circle looks like this, or maybe it's larger, so that's okay. You listen to your body. Nothing should hurt. This should be a pain-free range of motion. Now, bring your palm back on the palm. Take your block out. Take the right hand. Actually, let's do one more thing while we're in this position. We're going to start to warm up our hips. So bring your knees. So I'm going to call this 90-degree angle. This is going to be 45. So I want you in this where the knees are just like a diagonal out from you. Have your feet together. Bring your hand to the back here, right above your back hip, right in that fleshy waist area, your flank area. That's your quadratus lumborum. And when we do these clamshells, I don't want you to feel that muscle back there tightening, because sometimes when the hips are weak, another muscle takes charge and does the work for it. So we want to isolate the hip and not let the back muscle do this. So take your hand and put the thumb right on that back muscle. Hold your navel in and up. Now as you inhale, raise the top knee up and push it forward, and then exhale it down. So you shouldn't feel anything in this hand back here. There shouldn't be any tightening. And if there is, just do a really small movement, or maybe bring your knees down a little bit. So inhale, opening. You want to feel this right here, and exhale, folding. So we're working our glute max right now, the big buttock muscle. It's a power muscle. It helps us get up and down from the chair, from the toilet seat, in and out of the car. So it's a very important muscle to keep strong. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, open, and exhale, fold. So notice my torso is not rocking back. Everything's staying really, really controlled because my core is on. And now hold the knee up and pulse it a couple times, little bitty pulses. Good. And then bring that knee down and bring the knee towards your chest and maybe rub that hip out or pat it out. Now, let's go to the other side. So let's press ourselves up and flip it over. And we'll start with the butterfly on this side. So bring your little head rest with you and a block. So we don't want our torso to be, our lower body to be moving right now. You just want to, this is called thoracic mobilization. We're moving our rib cage, which is super, super important. So the setup, bring your right arm, the bottom arm out, straight out from your shoulder. So the thumb joint matches up with the shoulder joint. The other hand, top arm, left arm on top, spread the fingers, block between the thighs, zip up your core. Now keep all that. Now spread the fingers, and as you inhale, open up that top arm, spiral the rib cage up, only go as far as feels comfortable with that arm. It doesn't have to touch the floor. And then exhale, fold. Just like a big butterfly, opening its wings, opening, spiraling your heart towards the sky, and exhale, folding. Keep going. Inhale, opening, and exhale, folding, and inhale, opening. Make sure the arm is going straight out from the shoulder, not up or down. So when you bring it open, look at that thumb. Is it right out from the shoulder? If not, try to make it go right out from the shoulder. It keeps things aligned better. And we'll do about 4 more. And folding. Inhale, opening, spiral that heart up towards the sky. And folding. Inhale, opening. This should feel really luscious. And folding. And 2 more times. Inhale, opening. And folding. And we'll do 1 more. Inhale, opening. And folding. Good job. Now let's take our block out. Now we're going to lower the knees a little bit so they're out diagonal from your belly button. So let's take the top arm, which is your left, and place it, just, you're cupping your waist. The thumb is on the back right where the, between the pelvis and the rib cage, that fleshy, that's your quadratus lumborum. So we don't want that to get, you don't want to feel that tightening when you do this exercise. So soles of feet are on top of one another. You're going to keep your feet together. So when you inhale and lift the knee up, it's a lift and a push forward a little bit. And then exhale, lower. So inhale, opening, feel it here, not in the back, and exhale, fold. So keep that core zipped up, opening, and exhale, folding, and inhale, opening, and exhale, folding. 4 or 5 more times. So this is strengthening one of the major balance muscles. We're going to do more strengthening. We're just kind of warming it up here. So after today's class, if you're sore in your outer hips, that means that you really need to keep doing this class to strengthen them. It's super important to keep these muscles nice and strong. Now hold the knee up, and then 5 pulses. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And 1 more. And then bring that knee down, draw that knee in, and pat it out. Okie dokie. Let's come onto our bellies right now. So flip it over. We're going to come prone. And if you have a tight lower back or lower back issues, you can take a blanket and place it just under the torso like this. So you would have the hip creases off of the blanket, and you would just come down. Now this isn't for everybody. Some people, they need this little support. Some people don't. So I'm going to put it there, and I'm going to bring my hands palm on top of palm, and then just bring your forehead down. And notice what you feel here, if you feel okay. Now I want you to reach your right leg back, then reach your left leg back. I want you to pull up that zipper. So draw your navel in and up. And think about pointing your tailbone down. That's going to contract your glutes. Now, take your right leg and think about the inner seam of the pant, the inner ankle and the inner calf and the inner thigh. That's how I want you to lift that leg up. So you're not going to lift it with the foot turning out. You're going to lift with a nice neutral leg. So pull the navel in and up, point the tailbone down. Take an inhale and an exhale. Now the next inhale, from the inner thigh, lift the right leg up, feel the bottom squeeze, feel the back of the leg squeeze, and then lower. We'll go to the left. So inhale, lift through the inner seam of the pant, and lower. So squeeze your right glute first, and then lift, and lower. Left, lift, and lower. Right, lift, and lower. And left, lift, and lower. I'm going to take my blanket out because I really didn't need that. I just was demonstrating it. And now we're going to work a little bit on the upper back, and we're going to put these 2 exercises together. So let's work on the part that I want to do for the upper back and the shoulders. So bring your forehead to the mat. Bring your palms so that they're right out from your thumbs are right out from your armpits. And then bring your elbows to your side. Spread your fingers wide and pull back on the mat without moving the hands. And notice what the shoulder blades do. They come together and down your back. So reach both legs back. Pull back on the hands. Draw your navel in and up. And as you inhale, lift your head and chest up. Draw your shoulders away from the floor. Look straight down. And then lower it down. So inhale, lift, shoulders come together and down your back, shoulder blades, and then down. So shoulders together, down your back, lift, keep your navel in and up, and lower. Now the next time when we lift our head and shoulders away, can you lift your right leg up? Can you hold that? And then lower. Pull back on the hands. Think about lifting your head straight up. You're still looking down. Pull back on the hands, lift the left leg up and hold for a breath. And lower back to the right. Pull back on the hands, shoulders up, together and down. Lift the right leg and hold for 2 breaths. Feel the glutes strengthening. And then lower. Pull back on the hands, feel the shoulder blades squeeze together and down your back as you lift. Lift the left leg for 2 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Keep that core on. Inhale and exhale, and then come down. Now, bring your palms down. So it's really important that the palms are down, not the palms are up. Palms are down, fingers are spread wide. So first what I want you to do is bring your shoulder blades towards, so the shoulders come together, shoulder blades together, and then lift the hands and reach for your feet. Pull the navel in and up. Now let's inhale, lift your head and chest away, lift both legs and squeeze. Imagine you have a block between your calves and you're squeezing it. And you're not looking up, you're looking down. Think about tucking your chin and lengthening the crown of the head. 3 more breaths here. Pull the navel in and up. So we're squeezing our tushy. We're squeezing an imaginary block between our thighs or our calves. And we're just looking down. 1 more breath. And then come down. Bring your hands under the shoulders. Take an inhale. Make sure the elbows are not wide, that they're pinned to your body. And then press yourself up and come into just a little bit of a child's pose. I always teach child's with a block under the forehead. The nervous system reads that as protection, and it allows you to relax a little bit more. So this is an asana to stretch your lower back and to also lengthen out your shoulders. Pull your navel in and up a lot. Bring your hands wide on the mat and pull back without moving them. That'll help you engage your core more. So when we engage the front body, the back body relaxes. So we're engaging the core so that the back body will relax. Couple more breaths. Feel that nice stretch under your arms. Really keep the navel drawn in. And 1 more breath. Good job, guys. And now come up. So let's go back to strengthening our hips, our outer hips. I'm going to do a couple more things for that. So come back on your mat, something under your head. We'll go onto our right side. So we're going to be working our left hip. Okie dokie. The right leg, the bottom leg, you can keep it bent for nice support there. So look at the top leg, which is your left leg. And I want you to look at it and make sure that the foot is not all the way forward nor is it back. So when your hip and your ankle are in alignment, you're probably seeing from the arch to the toe. You shouldn't be seeing your heel. So bring that leg in alignment and then bring it down. Draw your navel in and up. The left shoulder, let's bring our palm up and bring that shoulder back. Got it? Now, inhale, lift this leg up. So no, look at my foot, the toes are not turning up or down. You've got a nice level edge on that pinky edge of the foot. That's what I want. And then lower. So you don't have to lower it all the way to the floor. You can just lift and lower here. Just a little bit of a lift. So as you inhale, lift, reach for your foot, and exhale, lower. Keep your navel in. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Feel the work. Inhale, lift. If you start to cramp, just take a break and rejoin us when you feel like you can. So we don't want to move into cramping, but if you're cramping, it means you're weak. So we need to strengthen. These are balance muscles. So inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. We're going to do about 8 more. There's inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. 6 more to go. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Keep your core on. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. There's 5, and exhale. Inhale, 4, and exhale. Inhale, 3, and exhale. And inhale, 2, and exhale. And last one, inhale, hold. See if you can hold. If you're cramping, come down. One more breath. And then bring your foot down and bring that knee in and tap it out. Good job. So if you got to about 3 or 4 and you cramp, that's okay. Next time you do the video, try to do 1 more. And just build your way up. These, strength doesn't happen overnight. Strength is a journey. We have to start where we start. We're not judging ourselves, but we're just happy that we can do it at all, right? Some people can't even get out of bed, let alone get on the floor and do these things, so we're grateful. Let's do 1 more. Now, I want you to bring your knees to this 90-90 hip position. So the knees are right out from your pelvis, and then the ankles are right under your knees, like a 90-degree angle. Now draw your navel in and up to protect your lower back. You can even think also of your frontal hip points drawing towards the center. So you got your core on. Now you're going to watch my leg. I'm going to lift this top leg up like a fire hydrant, like a doggy doing his business on a fire hydrant. But notice, my knee is not higher than my foot, nor my foot higher than the knee. You've got a straight line from the knee to the foot. So let's try this. Now bring the left arm up, feel the shoulder blade on the back, and then inhale, lift the leg, and exhale, lower. So we're strengthening that shoulder as we strengthen this left hip. And lower. Flex the left foot, and lower. Feel the work. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. And inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. A few more. Inhale, lift, and lower. Feel the burn, and lower. Inhale, lift, and lower. Now inhale, lift, and hold. Don't move your torso, just move your knee. Circles, forward, and then circle it back. Good job. Drop your arm, bring your leg down, and pull it in. Great. Let's do the other side. And then we'll stretch out these muscles. So press yourself up. Let's flip it. We'll come down onto our left side, and we'll work our right hip. Something under your head. Extend your arms out. So we're going to start with a side-lying straight raise. This is abduction of your hip, working your abductors, your glute medius in particular. So line yourself up. Bottom leg, which is your left, is bent. The top leg you can only see from the arch to the toe, so you can't see the heel when you're in alignment. Draw your navel in and up. You can bring your hand to this area right here. This is the area we're working. So now, as you inhale, lift the leg, straight level pinky edge, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Maybe you can only lift this high. That's okay. Listen to the body. Go with whatever's comfortable for you, and lower. Feel the glute work, and lower, and lift, and lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. So when you lift, you can even think about pressing that foot forward a little bit, and lower, and lift, and lower, and lift, and lower. Keep going. Need to stop, stop. It's okay. and lower. There's no one here to watch you. There's no one here to judge you but yourself. So yoga asks us to not do that. We want to be thankful and grateful that we're even here. Maybe we do 3 and we have to stop. And like I said, that's okay. We do 4 more. Lift, inhale, and lower. Nice slow movements. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. You can bring your palm up and just feel that shoulder blade on your back as you do this. Lift and lower. Make sure that the right shoulder's not rolling forward. And lower. Now lift and hold. Just hold it here. Don't hold your breath though. And then bring that knee in and pat it out. Good job, guys. Now take a break. We're going to do the fire hydrant. So this one here can really, really get you feeling your hips. So I don't want you to overdo. If you start to cramp, you're going to stop, take a few breaths, maybe do 1 or 2 more if the body says it's okay. If not, then just next time you do the video, try to do a couple more. And if you can't, that's okay too. So bring your knees to this 90-degree angle. Draw your navel in and up. Now remember, we're going to lift the knee, the whole thigh, and the leg in a nice straight line. So the heel is not higher than the knee, nor the knee higher than the hip. So now, let's bring our arm up. Feel the shoulder blade on your back. So think about rotating the palm forward, and then you're going to really feel that shoulder blade on your back. Draw your navel in and up. Now as you inhale, lift this top knee up, and exhale, lower. Flex the foot as you lift and lower. Feel the work. Keep reaching for the sky. And lower. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Keep it going. You can stop at any time and take a break. Notice the feel of this hip really getting some strength in it. Let's do 6 more. Inhale and lower. Inhale and exhale, lower. Inhale, exhale, lower. And inhale and exhale, lower. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Inhale, hold. Little bitty circles clockwise. 5 of them. And then 5 counter. Good job. Bring that thigh in and tap it out. Woo, that was a lot of great strengthening for your hips. Now we're going to work on our big glute max. We're going to do some bridging. So for bridge, nothing under your head, please. Roll onto your backs. So what's really important with bridging is that we do not turn our toes out like this when we lift up to bridge. You don't want to lift up with your feet out. You want your toes straight ahead. So for some of you who have that tendency, can cause an array of problems in your back, in your legs, in your feet, a lot of issues. I would have you take a block and just put it so that your big toes and your heels stay on that block. Then when you lift up, it's keeping you honest. So this is a good thing. Another way we use the block is in our thighs. So we just work the outer thigh. The other part of our balance is in the inner thigh. So hence we're going to take a block and place it between the inner thigh. If you already know you're a person that's going to have their feet turned out, let's put that block there too, so that we don't do that. Turning your feet out and living your life with those feet turned out is one of the major causes of sciatica. So just saying. So you don't want to do that. Block between the thighs. Now, the foot position, I don't want your heels all the way to your bottom, a little bit away. Then a block between your thighs. So now, let's bring our hands to our frontal hip points. Before we do the bridging, let's inhale and rock the pelvis forward. Feel the arch increase in the lower back. Then as you exhale, pull your tummy in and press your lower back to the floor. So inhale, let the pelvis rock forward. Then as you exhale, pull that navel in and use the abdominals to press your lower back. 2 more times. Inhale forward, exhale, rock the pelvis back. And last time, hi Chester, and drawing navel in. Now come back to that neutral pelvis where you're not flat nor arched, right in the middle. We're going to start there. Excuse me. Bring your arms to the side. So don't have your forearms way out. Have them pinned to your side. Palms are facing in. So when we come up into the bridge, before we do that, I want to practice the neck motion. Excuse me. Take an inhale, please. And as you exhale, tuck your chin and slide the head back a little bit. And then inhale, release that. Take an inhale again. And then exhale, tuck your chin and slide the back of the head back. And that's what I want you to feel when we come up in bridge. That's going to stretch your neck out, the back of the neck. So let's get started. Big toe mound down, outer ankle draw in. Squeeze the block between your feet and squeeze the block between your thighs. Now, take an inhale. And as you exhale, pull that tummy in and press your lower back flat. Now as you inhale, start to lift the hips up as you draw your chin in and slide the head back. Now imagine you're squeezing a pencil between your buttocks and you're drawing your tailbone towards your heels. Keep pressing into the upper arms, keep tucking the chin. Squeeze the block between your thighs. We'll stay here one more breath. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, pull the navel in and slowly start to come down on your spine, nice and slow, vertebra by vertebra. And then when the buttocks hit, just let the pelvis rock forward. And again, inhale, exhale. Use your tummy muscles to draw your navel in, press your back flat. Inhale, lift, slide the head back, tucking the chin, squeeze the block, keep those big toes into that block on your feet. Now draw your navel in and up, point your tailbone to your heels. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, use your tummy muscles, draw your navel in and let your back slowly, slowly descend down. The spine descends down. And we'll do it one more time, moving, inhale. Exhale, pull that navel in, let the back flatten. Inhale, lift, tuck the chin, slide the head back. Squeeze the block. Squeeze the block between your thighs. One more breath. And then exhale, roll it down. Good. Now let's remove the blocks. Now we're going to do some specific strengthening for each side independently. So now for this one, maybe you want to scoot your heels in a little bit more. Maybe you want to scoot them away, whatever feels comfortable for you. So let's bring our palms down. I want your palms face down. They're close to your side. Now lift your chest up and scoot your shoulder blades under a little bit so you feel a nice opening in your chest. Palms face down. Tuck your chin a little bit. Now take an inhale. And as you exhale, pull the tummy in, press your back flat, start to lift up, lift up, lift up. Now bring awareness to the left leg. Squeeze the glute. Draw your navel in and up, point your tailbone down. And now lift the right leg up. Bring your knee towards you. Keep pressing here. We're strengthening our left glute. Keep pressing into the arms. Couple breaths. One more. And then exhale, bring the foot down and lower your hips down. Good. Now we're going to do the other side. So if that was too much, just stay up in the bridge. Just make sure your feet aren't turning out. Let's focus on the right hip now. So let's change the arms just because. Let's bring our forearms to the mat, palms facing in. So inhale, and then exhale, pull the tummy in, press your back flat. Start tucking your chin as you lift the hips and slide the head back. Bring awareness to the right glute, the right leg. Really squeeze that right glute, pull the tailbone down towards your feet, and then lift up the left leg. Feel, feel, feel. Stay here and breathe. 2 more breaths. and then bring that foot down, and then roll it down nice and slow. Good job. That's probably enough of strengthening for one class. Let's do a little bit of release work now. So we're going to just do a little bit of a hip stretch, and then we'll be done. So bring your right thigh in. Actually, let me change the orientation of my mat so that you can see what I'm doing better. Let's put it this way. You're okay, Chester. We're going to do our figure 4, which is a nice hip opener. Let's see. Okay. So I invite you to lay on your backs and come on down. So just be comfortable here. Wriggle your hips around. Now bring your right thigh in. I want you to cross your left ankle over just above the left knee. And take your left hand to the right knee. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, draw this knee towards your left shoulder. And inhale, let it go. And exhale, draw it over. And inhale, let it go. And a couple more times. And let it go. Draw it over. And let it go. So we've done our strengthening. Now we want to lengthen the muscle. Stretch it out. Now, take your left foot, displace it to the left a little bit, and do the same motion. Inhale, exhale, drawing the knee towards the left shoulder, and inhale, letting it go. Now, if anyone is feeling compression in this right hip as you draw it over, take your right hand and press the hip forward and up. And now try it. Exhale over, and inhale. Exhale, and inhale. 2 more times. Exhale, and inhale, and exhale. Good. Now, I want you to bring this knee back. Now we're going to bring this thigh up. This is the traditional figure 4. So what we did first was just kind of get things moving a little bit. Now we're going to stretch it. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, draw this left leg towards you. Interlace your hands. And just see what that feels like on that right hip. So side to side movement. And one other thing, if you cannot reach through that leg without lifting your head up, get that strap and thread it through and hold that and pull the thigh in with that. So now rock side to side a little bit. Flex your feet, that keeps your knee safe. And now start to make some circles. Circle it around. So what I'm doing is I'm using this bottom leg to bring motion and circles. So this leg is not really moving. The bottom leg is circling it, but I'm sure feeling it in this outer hip of my right. And now go the other way with your circles. So a lot of times we get more benefit from a moving dynamic stretch than just a static hold. I'm kind of like, I like to do both. And then side to side, see where you feel the tightness. And now let's hold it a little bit. So deep breaths. Exhale, reconnect with your core. Where are you feeling this? You should feel this on the outer hip of the right leg. Now, if you want to, you can straighten up the left leg, just because. And breathe. I myself prefer keeping this knee bent because then I can push in and get a little more stretch, but that's a preference. If your hamstrings are super tight, this might be a better option for you. So a couple more breaths here. Deep breaths. On the exhale, can you soften? Can you let go of tension in that right hip? And one more breath. Now carefully bring your left foot to the floor. Take your right leg down. Stretch your feet out, stretch your legs out, and now I want you to feel what you feel. What do you feel in comparison to the right versus the left? Do you feel the right leg different? You probably do, because we just really gave it a good lengthening. Let's do the other side. So let's bend both knees, placing both feet on the floor. Let's take our left thigh and bring it in. Let's rotate it, bringing the left ankle just to the bottom of the right knee. Let's take our right hand to the left knee, left arm out. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bring that left knee towards your right shoulder, and inhale, let it go. And exhale, bring it in. Now if there's pinching in the hip or tightness, you can push this, the left hand, push the hip out when you bring it in to create space in that socket. And exhale, bring it in. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, bring it out. And 2 more times. Exhale, bringing it in. And inhale, bringing it out. And exhale, bringing it in. And inhale, bringing it out. Now take your right foot, bring it to the right a little bit. Take an inhale. Exhale, same movement. Different angle of the glutes. So we're just changing that right foot, that foot on the floor, changing the angle, and then doing the same movement gets a different fibers of the glute to lengthen, and that's a good thing. 1 more time. Now, bring that foot back to center, the right, open it up, either using a strap thread through the thigh, holding on and then hoisting that leg in, or interlacing your hand and bringing this thigh in, and then rocking side to side. Notice if one hip was tighter. What I like to do is take my left elbow and press this hip away as I do my circles. Let's do some circles now. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Keep the breath going. Couple more. Now reverse the circles, go counterclockwise. Notice the tight spots. Kind of when you feel the tight spots, if you want, you can just wiggle into that and do some freeform movement there. So when doing this freeform movement, these circles or figure eights or whatever you feel like your body wants, you're getting into the fascial trains, which is a little different than the muscles, actually quite a bit different, but these guys get really stiff and really tight, so we need to do this a little longer. So now, let's bring our thigh in, flex your feet, and then your option is to straighten up the left leg, right leg, excuse me. Keep drawing them in. If you feel like that's appropriate for you, stay with that. If you want, bend your knee and press in. Now you're going to really feel that hip open. We'll stay here for about 5 breaths, deep breaths. And exhale, reconnect with the core. One more. And then bring your right foot down, unwind the left. Just take a break, bring your feet wide on the mat, knock your knees. Notice how you're feeling. Extend both legs, notice if they're both equal now. Now rebend your knees. Take an inhale and an exhale. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, bring your thighs in. Straighten up your legs. Open up into happy baby and rock side to side. So press into your thighs so that you feel the groin stretch. So when we were squeezing the blocks, when we did bridge, we were strengthening the inner thighs. Now we're going to let them go as we open our hips and just rock side to side in happy baby. And then maybe hold it, press your elbows out into those thighs, flex your feet, get a nice opening in the groin, straighten the legs, gently pull out My hands are wrapped around my thighs and I'm gently, gently letting them go. Let's stay here 3 more breaths. Now to come out of it, soften the knees, bring your hands to the outer leg, and then gently bring them in. Use your arm strength and bend one knee and then bend the other. Roll to one side, press yourself up, and great job. So let's come into seated position. So when we sit on the floor, especially with tight hips, we want to put something under our hips to elevate our pelvis. So I'm using a blanket. So you want to sit on it, just on the edge of it, so that the pelvis rocks forward a little bit. And then you can come into a nice little seated cross-leg position. So notice what you're feeling here. So just bring your hands to the knees. Have your pelvis rocked forward a little so the back is not rounding. You've got that little bit of an arch. So I want you to think about right here, your breastbone. Bring your hands to Namaste Mudra. Bring the thumbs right to that breastbone. Now gently press your breastbone into the thumbs. Tuck your chin ever so slightly, yet lengthen the back of the head up. Now imagine you're at the beach looking at the horizon. Now your neck is in a great alignment. So draw your navel in and up. Draw your frontal hip points towards center. You've got your core on. Now we're just going to stay here for about 4 breaths. Deep breaths. Exhale, reconnect with the core. Deep breaths. Exhale, reconnect with the core. 2 more. Good. Then open, drop your arms. Now I want you to notice which leg is in front. Right now I've got my right leg in front. So I want you to uncross your legs and put the left leg in front. So we get both hips equal time. So right now, before we come into our resting pose, we'll just do a little side stretch. We haven't worked our spine in that direction yet. So find your neutral spine. So your little arching of the little lower back, it's not rounding, it's lifted. The chest is lifted. You bring your hands to your knees. You gently remember what it felt like to press your breastbone into the thumbs. Now you're going to take your left hand. You're going to tense your fingers. You're not going to palm it. You're going to tense your fingers. We're going to bring our hand to the back. So this left shoulder is rotated back. The right palm is up. You're going to inhale, raise your right arm up over towards your ear, and then exhale. Keep the right hip down and just do a little bit of a side bend. Look up at the right hand. Take an inhale there. And as you exhale, bend your elbow, look down at your left knee. Then inhale, straighten the arm, bring your head to center. And then exhale, bend the elbow, now look up to the right. Inhale, head straight, arm straight. Exhale, look down to the left. Inhale, arm straight, head center. Bending the elbow, now looking up to the right. Inhale, head and arm to center. And then exhale, looking towards the left. Inhale, arm and head center. And exhale, looking towards the right. One more time. Inhale, arm and head center. Exhale, looking down. Inhale, arm and head center. And exhale, looking up. Now, come back to center. Bring your hands to your knees. Notice what you feel. What do you feel here? I feel lopsided. I feel like my right side is lower. It has lengthened just by that little work. What we just did was loosen up your whole shoulder and your neck. Do the other side. So now take your right hand, tent the fingers. So you're strengthening your fingers here. We're not coming down. As soon as we come on the palm, you see how I'm tipped over? So I want you to keep a nice long spine. So now, the eye of the elbow is rotated forward. Now, inhale the left arm up. Exhale, keep the left hip down as you tip and look up at the left hand. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring the arm down. Palm up as you inhale, lift up that arm. Exhale, keep the left hip down, look. And then exhale, bring it down. Now we're going to do that movement. Palm is up as you raise your arm up towards the ear. Exhale, tip. Now, inhale, look at the hand. Exhale, look down at your right knee. Inhale, bring the arm up, head center. Now exhale, bring the elbow back, look up to the left. Inhale, head and arms centered. Exhale, elbow back, look down to the right. Inhale, arm center, head center. Exhale, elbow back, look up to the left. Couple more. Inhale, center. Exhale, chin down, elbow back. Inhale, arm center. Exhale, elbow down, chin up. One more time. Inhale, arm and head come to center. Exhale, elbow back, looking down to the right. Now inhale, arm center, and exhale, look up. Good job. Now come back, notice. You should feel equal. Great job. Let's come down for Shavasana. We're only going to stay here just a little bit. But this part of class is super important, so don't turn off the video and leave. The first few minutes of class, we did our breath work just to get our nervous system to quiet down so that our body was in a receptive mode for the practice. Now that we've done our practice, we want to let the body relax again so that it can assimilate and just soak in all those good things we just did. So, since we've just done a lot of hip work, I'm going to ask you to get a couple pillows. Bed pillows, couch pillows, and you're just going to stack them up and have something supporting the head. Remember, not too much, just a little bit. And then you're going to put your knees on this, adjust it till you feel comfortable. And how lovely is this? This just feels good. So I want you to take your hands by your ears. Tuck your chin, lift your head up. Now really think about tucking the chin, lengthening the head, and then setting it back down so that you feel a little bit of stretch in the back of the head, back of the neck. Have your palms face up. And bring awareness to the breathing, to the breath. The inhale, your belly rises. And the exhale, the belly falls. So what I want you to think about now as we do this last little bit of breath work is that we want to breathe 360 degrees around our torso. So as you inhale, let's practice this. Practice breathing in through the belly, rising it up, and then exhale, letting it settle down. Now the next time, breathe into the side ribs. Inhale side to side. And then let that settle down. Once again, breathe side to side into the rib cage. And let that go. Now, can we put those two together? Front to back and side to side. So you're breathing all the way around your rib cage. Try it. Inhaling. Front, back, side to side. And then really slowly as you exhale, start to feel the body be heavy and sink towards the floor. Breathe in, front to back, side to side, 360. And then soften, lie slow breathing. Next time we're going to count the breath. Deep breath in through the nose to my count. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause. Exhaling 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Now if that was too much, maybe 4 and 6, maybe 3 and 5 would be your cadence. So you pick, but make the exhale longer. So keep breathing like that. Add the little pause at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale. Now bring awareness to the soles of your feet. What do you feel? Bring awareness to your calf muscles and the shins. Notice any sensations you might feel. Bring that same awareness up to the knees. What do you feel? The front of the knees and the back of the knees. Bring your awareness up to the front of the thighs, noticing any flow or sensation you might feel, and then to the back of the thighs. Bring your awareness to your pelvis, your buttocks. What do you feel? Then keep bringing awareness to the belly. As you breathe in, your belly rises up, as does the whole torso. And then as you exhale, everything softens. Try to let go on that exhale and let go of tension. Deep breaths. And the exhale softening. Stay here about 4 or 5 breaths. Notice the sensation in your hips. Notice sensation in your shoulders. Notice sensation in the palms of the hands and in the whole arm. 2 more breaths. Now start to deepen the breath. And start to bring movement in your toes and your fingers by just wiggling them around. Maybe start to circle your ankles, circle your wrists. Point and flex your feet, point and flex your wrists. And then circle them again, counterclockwise and clockwise and counter. Good job. Now bend your knees, pull or push your bolster or whatever you're using out from under your knees. Roll to one side. Stay in fetal for a couple breaths. Now when we come up, we don't want to come up from that back. We want to come up from a side position. So I want you to pull your navel in and up. Use your top hand just right in front of the chest. Take an inhale and then press yourself up. Good job. Okay, let's come to seated. I'm going to sit on my heels in hero's pose. Some people's knees don't like this pose, so if you don't, sit in a comfortable position that is okay for you. Now bring your hands to your heart. So today's class was focused really on strengthening muscles for balance. So if your balance is a little off, do this class regularly and you should feel improvement. So once again, thumbs to the breastbone, gently press the breastbone into the thumbs to lift the chest, draw your navel in and up, and gently bow your chin to your chest in honor of our practice and in honor of one another. So thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them into the comment section and I will reply to them. So thank you and have a wonderful day. Namaste. See you next time.